Hello heretics! Today we will go back in time 10 years or 9 years to be exactly precise, to when I got into Age of Sigmar and wargaming in a big way. Turn back time. I played lots, and I do mean lots, of Age of Sigmar back then. It was the end of first edition, just after they released the General's Handbook with points, and before the second edition. I played 2-3 times every week preparing for tournaments. Me and this guy Emil played many games together and prepared for the different tournaments, and he played Sylvaneth and won lots of painting competitions and even won the tournaments because he was so good at both. And through the years I created at least 10 different armies. I like to, once I had done an army for a tournament, I did not want to show up with the same army for the second tournament because I wanted to surprise my enemies. And so, you know, I did an army, I practiced a lot, like 20 games before a tournament. I did the tournament and then sold it and made a new one. So I had a lot of different armies, and I had lots of fun with Age of Sigmar. It felt like a simple game with like a dramatic, you know, double turn feature, which always felt fun to me. But I like the high risk, high reward kind of plays and armies. So it for me was simple: go stand on the objective, kill your enemy, hope for the double turn. It was easy to learn, easy, not easy to master, but like easy to teach people how to play also. But then third edition came, which kind of killed Age of Sigmar for me, because they introduced lots of 40k things. They introduced secondaries, they introduced weird list making, and is that the edition they also went with the smaller tables? I think it is. And I did try it, but it kind of killed it instantly for me. So what did I do? I went into the deep darkness of sadness, but found the light in a dead game. 8th edition fantasy. I never played it before. I had no history of it except the lore, and dead games can't be updated and dead games can't be killed. So we played lots of 8th edition, me and my friend Alex, in which you've seen in the podcast. And I created the Chaos Dwarfs army, my first one. I made a snow-themed Chaos Dwarf army and joined the Chaos Dwarf online community, which is the best community on earth. They have a podcast called the Brazen Podcast, fan sign they do, and the forum is amazing, everything is amazing. Anyway, I joined that community and I created all the units there is in the book, and then I start using the Warhammer Armies Project book, which was expanded on the original with more units, and created lots of units for those. So in the end I had over 10,000 points Chaos Dwarfs for the 8th edition, and we played that pretty much until Old World was announced, and that's when I started my second Chaos Dwarf army, and this time it was painted green, not white. So a forest themed Chaos Dwarf army for the Old World. And when Old World was released, I had, I don't know, but in maybe 3,000-4,000 points of new Chaos Dwarfs. And now I have, my entire shelf here is filled with them. Filled, I say. Like, here's a Iron Daemon. And I think I have 8,000 points Chaos Dwarfs for Old World as well. So I like my Chaos Dwarfs, and I like fantasy, and I love the lore. What can I say? I always painted the big hats though. I prefer the big hats. I am not a helmet lover from the early Chaos Dwarfs, and I'm not a mask lover of the Forge World. They're fine, but they're not my favorite. Ooh. The best thing about Chaos Dwarfs is they never cease to exist. Even when they didn't exist in any game, all the games were dead, Chaos Dwarf Online thrived, while Lustra Online and Druchi and every other army website and community went away. Chaos Dwarf Online has always been there, always had competition and thrived with the community to make creativity and your own models. Because that was also a thing. Before 3D printing, people made their own conversions a lot. And we are really spoiled right now for choice. That was not the case a few years back. I digress anyway. The 4th edition is now coming, and it's we're back. The Chaos Dwarfs are back. They're in the lore, they're in the game. Let's go. And I can't not collect them. It's also a chance for me to return to Age of Sigmar and give it a go. And I've heard good things about the 4th edition. I skipped the entire 3rd edition. I heard good things about the 4th, and I heard even more better things about this new season, which seems to be kinda aligned to the 2nd edition, which I enjoyed. I loved Chaos Dwarf so much that I made a Chaos Dwarf Votann army for 40k. I can show you like... I'm converting a big boy tank into like a slaver with a hook, and this I converted the wheels to be the Iron Daemon wheels and stuff like that. But it turns out that 40k is so boring, it's impossible to play. It is impossible to play. If you look at my earlier video from Robicon, the Grand Tournament there also, when I saw the terrain on those tables, I died inside. It was something. 40k is a beast of its own, and I'm not touching it. I'm just not. Thanks to this paint, I will try to paint my first fully yellow army, and I'm preparing to paint this army already now, and these are my steps. First, print bases. I want cobblestone bases, so I will print cobblestone and I will paint it up even before the boxes are released. So I will have my bases ready to go and just glue them on later. 2. Alex will have to build them for me because I'm not good at building, but I'm very good at painting. So he will build them for me and I will print him something as a thank you. 3. I will prime them with the old pink undertone, like the pink prime on every model, and send it to highlight to then airbrush with yellow. The pink will create a nice orangey shadow, and the yellow will be very yellow. Some black on the cloth for the metals. And then we go for fire, normal fiery fire for the magic and the effects. Maybe some orange gems on the beard, and just normal metals. So we have yellow cloth, black armor, fire effects, and cobblestone grey bases. I think they will look clean, they will look nice, and it will be pretty quick to paint with these steps in mind, and I already prepared them. And by planning in this way, the project is already 50% done. You know, I have all the bases finished, and I know exactly what to do once I have the models. And see what it's all about in the Helsmits of Hashut. And we have, you can see like both aesthetics of the tall hats, but also not the cloth or like the scale armor of old hat style. It's more of Forge World, more Ironsworn heavy armor kind of deal. And we have some modern takes on the mortar and the Death Shriek rocket, or the spökraketer as I like to call them, because in 8th edition they were like homing missiles that if you missed, then it turned towards the closest one, the closest enemy model, and if anyone died, they got spooked and have to take a panic test. So it was great to force like low morale units to take panic. And yeah, but we'll go through it. And to begin with, I'm just happy they aren't humans, because I was so worried that we were like, oh, we can't do dwarves, we have to do it something else. But they did dwarves, and that's like that's enough for me. Basically, I'm not hard man to please when it comes to Chaos Dwarfs. I just like them all. But there are other brands that does Chaos Dwarfs as well. You know, we have the in plastic from Mantic, and we have in resin from Seaborn Miniatures. We have lots of things to 3D print through Broniac, Fable Cell, Raven Twin, I think even Lost Kingdom miniatures. So there's a lot of Chaos Dwarfs to choose from when making your army, and that's a good thing, like on top of the already Forge World and Big Hats. And if you go even further back than that, you have the masked or the helmet ones. So there's lots of Chaos Dwarfs, but these are the new ones, so let's look at them. I will for sure get 2 of these boxes to start the army. I think in Age of Sigmar it's not bad to, you know, spam the same unit, especially if it's good. So like 2 of these seems like a pretty solid start for an army, and 2 artillery, why not? And then some, you know, some artillery chaff infantry to hold the line and hold the objectives. But the sorcerer itself, I like it a lot. It's quite menacing looking, not over the top. And this pistol here on the end with like a mini demon stopped inside as ammunition. Quite a lovely touch. I like the armor. It's menacing. The horns are menacing. Like, most of it is great. But if I have to complain about something, it would be the choice of weapon. What's wrong with hammers and axes? I don't feel them with swords. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But you know, this is menacing as trench. All of these look great, and the black and purple. I mean, black and purple is fine, but they also added like brown, red, gold, bronze. Like they too many colors. Green for a paint scheme. Like black and red would have been solid for like the official artwork, but yep. Let's look forward. Yeah, this one I love this one, because it's a homage to the original Chaos Dwarf artillery crew that had like the hat with the helmet on like that. I painted like 4 of those, so I know it when I see it. The ghost rockets looks awesome, and you can use these easily in Old World. It's almost made for it, I'd say. And like the demons and the eyes. Can't wait to paint this. It's been so long since I painted a plastic army from scratch. It's basically since the Idenef release. This, like, it's not a Kedai Destroyer. It looks quite goofy, Maybe if you replace the head with a Lamassu head or something, I can convert it into something even more menacing. But otherwise, it's not bad. This belly reminds me about a lot of the Bestarium demon jailer one. Otherwise, it kind of looks like the Mantic Die Destroyer Chaos Dwarfs. Artwork, nah. Like one of the worst models in the range is the artwork, but yeah, okay. This sorcerer is awesome. The magic feels very like 40k with the galaxy kind of magic painting on it, and the beard is interesting because it's not, you know, curly like the original ones, and it's not as big as the other models have it. The obsidian book is cool. Cool stuff. This one turning slowly into stone. I hope in like 8th edition it was represented by the rules that if you had a miscast and as a Chaos Dwarf sorcerer, you turned more into stone, but you lost 1 health but gained a toughness. Maybe some rules for this will be represented in Age of Sigmar as well, like you can have 1 less health but 1 better save or something, or a ward save perhaps. 1 better ward save. The Bulgan Towers, I prefer the old ones. Like the old ones are so classic. And these, I don't know if they aren't like the old ones, the big hat ones, and they are very much not like the Forge World ones, which are huge. These are like in between, so the size I guess is fine. But the poses with the dual maces, flails here, so it looks derpy to me. I prefer these ones, actually. Maybe the heads from this, but the weapons from this will look nice. And these I've heard complaints about. Oh, surprise, surprise. People complaining on the internet. But that they look kind of 40k and Skaven-y. And I agree that the choice of color with green is very, very Skaven-esque. But otherwise, like, come on. 40k, I don't agree. They look like Caradon Overlords or like Skaven, for example. Even those, like, it doesn't look futuristic to me. It looks fantasy. Especially if you consider like the in-lore that there are demons entrapped here. And I just love all the heads. I think are on point. Look so menacing, all of them. Hobgoblins, like even in 8th edition, I play Chaos Dwarfs to play the dwarves, not to play the goblins. So I'm not a huge fan of the Hobgoblin. I know some people like only play Hobgoblin, like even in 8th edition you could max out on Hobgoblins. And I did have a block in 8th edition with 10 by 10 of backstabbers. So I painted 100 sneaky, what were they called? Sneaky gits or backstabbing gits, something like that. And they were very fun because when you faced someone with a spell or an ability that, you know, roll 4 up for every model in your unit, 50 of the 100 were killed in one go, and that was just epic every game. And it costs almost nothing in points, so you could have 100 and it wouldn't barely scratch your list. But they were very good at backstabbing. If a unit fled from them, lots of backstabbing took place. So I'm not a lover of the hobgoblins, but they for sure look like the old fantasy goblins, especially with these hats and all. They're nice. And yeah, now we come to the real characters here. And sorcerer, very cool. Magic, very cool. Bull pose is fine, but why is it metal? I prefer fleshy bulls. But I think if you paint this like more like black metal, it will be fine. And this is just a weird fucking color to paint a Chaos Dwarf. Like the official artwork, let's go. Like it looks jade, and they just released a new theme for Old World which had like lots of jade in it. So what's wrong with the black and red? That's all I'm gonna say. And the OSL on this is neat though. Official artwork in the not limited edition. That's a cool dwarf. And that's that. When can I order it? Does not say. I hope soon.
Hur tar man objectives igen? Det är att man är
Inom
3 tum utan att det finns fel utordningar.
Det kan vara någonting med hittat.
Det har jag ingen klar
Det är skitbra att någon tar foton. Det är de som kommer med.
Dark Elf Mirror. Jag får prata om det nu.
Det är lugnt.
Viftar jag. Jättestarta. Rulla då. Rulla då.